2 years ago, I had joint pain every morning, brain fog by noon, and I couldn't lose a single pound no matter what I tried. I kept being told to eat less and move more. But nobody told me that 5 common ingredients I was eating every single day were literally working against my body from the inside. When I finally found out what they were and cut them out, everything changed in just 10 days. I'm Barbara Lawson. I'm 65 years old, and what I'm about to share with you is something that took me years to piece together. Something the $70 billion processed food industry would rather you never discovered. Because if you knew what these 5 ingredients were actually doing inside your body, you would never touch them again. These are not obscure chemicals found only in junk food. They are in bread, salad dressing, tomato sauce, breakfast cereal, nut milks, frozen meals, and hundreds of products that most of us consider perfectly normal everyday food. They are scientifically proven to accelerate aging, destroy your gut, inflame your joints, cloud your thinking, and make it physically impossible to stop eating no matter how hard you try. And the most shocking part, some of them were specifically engineered by food companies to hook you. They literally hired experts they called craving specialists, whose only job was to find the exact combination of ingredients that would make you unable to stop. Before we get into all 5, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right, eating what seemed like reasonable food, trying to cut back, and still not feeling the way you know you should? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one this week. Because what I found changed everything for me, and it might explain everything for you too. Let's start with the worst of them all. Number 1, trans fats. Trans fats, also called hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oils, are one of the most dangerous substances ever introduced into the human food supply. They were invented in 1911 when Crisco was developed, and they have been in processed food ever since. The FDA finally ruled in 2015 that trans fats are not safe to eat. But through a legal loophole, food companies were given years to phase them out, and they are still present in many products on supermarket shelves today. This is not an opinion. This is a fact. Trans fats were proven to cause heart attacks, diabetes, inflammation, and a long list of other serious health problems decades before they were finally restricted. And here's what makes them so dangerous for women our age specifically. Trans fats directly attack the lining of your blood vessels, reducing circulation and increasing inflammation throughout your entire body. That chronic, low-grade inflammation is what causes your joints to ache every morning. It's what makes your skin look dull and tired. It's what slows your metabolism and makes it almost impossible to lose weight, no matter how carefully you eat. The insidious part is that they don't appear obviously on the front of packages. You have to look at the ingredient list, not the nutrition facts panel, and look for the words hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated, followed by any kind of oil. Soybean oil, palm oil, cottonseed oil. If it says hydrogenated before it, put it back on the shelf. It doesn't matter if the front of the package says 0 trans fats, because companies are allowed to claim 0 if the amount per serving is below a certain threshold. But if you eat multiple servings or multiple products with these tiny amounts, They accumulate in your body and cause real damage. Baked goods, crackers, cookies, frozen meals, certain margarines and spreads, and many ready-made pastries still contain these compounds. The rule is simple. If you can't find what the ingredients actually are, or if you see hydrogenated anywhere on the list, don't eat it. But trans fats are just the beginning. The next ingredient is in almost every sweetened product you'll find in a supermarket, and it may be doing more damage to your body than trans fats ever did. Before we go further, if this is already making sense to you, please show your support by liking this video and subscribing. You can't afford to miss what's coming next. Number 2, high fructose corn syrup. Most people know that too much sugar is bad for you, but high fructose corn syrup is not the same as regular sugar, and the difference matters enormously for women in their 60s. Regular table sugar is 50% glucose and 50% fructose. High fructose corn syrup can be 55% fructose or even higher, up to 75% in some formulations. And free fructose, meaning fructose that is not attached to fiber the way it is in whole fruit, is extraordinarily toxic to your liver. When you eat free fructose, your liver has to process all of it immediately, just like alcohol. It converts it directly into fat, raises your triglycerides, causes fatty liver disease, drives insulin resistance, and creates the kind of systemic inflammation that accelerates every single aspect of aging. The joint pain, the brain fog, the weight that won't move, the skin that ages faster than it should. All of it is directly worsened by regular consumption of free fructose. And here's the part that shocked me most when I learned it. High fructose corn syrup is not just in soda and candy. It's in bread, it's in salad dressing, it's in tomato sauce, it's in breakfast cereals marketed as healthy. It's in flavored yogurts, granola bars, sports drinks, and hundreds of other products that most people have in their kitchens right now. The food industry uses it because it's cheaper than sugar and because it extends shelf life. But there's another reason they love it. Fructose does not trigger the same satiety signals that glucose does. It doesn't tell your brain you're full, so you eat more, buy more, and the cycle continues. When I finally cut high fructose corn syrup out of my diet completely, reading every single ingredient label before anything went into my cart, the difference in how I felt within 2 weeks was extraordinary. The joint stiffness I had every morning started to ease. The afternoon brain fog began to lift. The bloating that I had accepted as just normal for my age started to disappear. The third ingredient is one that many women think is a healthy choice, and that's exactly why it's so dangerous. Number 3, artificial sweeteners. When I first started trying to lose weight in my late 50s, I switched to diet drinks and products with artificial sweeteners. I thought I was being smart. I was making it worse. Artificial sweeteners are between 200 and 1,000 times sweeter than regular sugar. And because they are so intensely sweet, they condition your brain to expect that level of sweetness constantly. What happens is your brain rings what scientists call the cephalic phase insulin response. It literally prepares your body for sugar that never arrives. Your insulin goes up in anticipation, your hunger increases, and you end up eating more, not less. But the damage goes even deeper than that. Research has shown that artificial sweeteners directly damage your microbiome, the ecosystem of bacteria in your gut that controls your immune system, your mood, your skin health, your hormone balance, and your weight. When your microbiome is damaged, everything suffers. Women in their 60s are already navigating hormonal changes that affect the microbiome. Adding artificial sweeteners to that is like pouring fuel on a fire. Studies consistently show that people who regularly consume artificial sweeteners are more likely to be overweight and more likely to develop diabetes than people who don't, which is the opposite of what we were all told. The sweeteners found in diet sodas, sugar-free products, flavored waters, and many so-called healthy snacks include aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and acesulfame potassium. None of them are safe choices for women our age. The moment I eliminated them completely and stopped craving that constant sweetness, my taste buds reset within about 3 weeks. Real fruit started tasting sweet again. Food started tasting better, and the hunger that had followed me around all day began to calm down. Number 4 is something almost no one is talking about, and it might be the hidden reason behind more of your symptoms than you realize. Number 4, ultra-processed foods and the emulsifiers and thickeners inside them. Ultra-processed food is not just junk food. It is any food product that has been industrially manufactured from ingredients that you would not find in a home kitchen. Things like modified starches, protein isolates, synthetic flavors, artificial colors, preservatives, and a category of ingredients called emulsifiers and thickeners. These emulsifiers, with names like carrageenan, xanthan gum, polysorbate 80, and carboxymethylcellulose, are added to make food smoother, creamier, and more shelf-stable. They are in nut milks, salad dressings, ice cream, yogurt, protein bars, and dozens of other products that we think of as perfectly normal food. What research has now revealed is that these emulsifiers directly damage the protective mucus lining of your gut. They break down the tight junctions between your intestinal cells, the ones that keep your gut sealed and functioning properly. When those junctions break down, you develop what is called leaky gut. And leaky gut is exactly what it sounds like. Food particles, bacterial toxins, and other compounds that should never enter your bloodstream start leaking through. Your immune system immediately reacts. It creates inflammation throughout your entire body. And that inflammation shows up as joint pain, skin problems, autoimmune symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, and the kind of persistent low-level illness that most women our age accept as just getting older. There is also a compound called microbial transglutaminase that is used in many ultra-processed foods and is not always listed on the label. It functions similarly to concentrated gluten and can cause gut damage even in people who don't consider themselves gluten sensitive. The rule I follow now is simple. If the ingredient list has more than 5 or 6 items I don't recognize, or if it contains anything I wouldn't keep in my own kitchen, I don't buy it. Within weeks of eliminating these products from my daily routine, the bloating I had lived with for years was gone. The joint stiffness improved dramatically, and the brain fog that I had blamed on age finally began to clear. And now for the 5th ingredient, the one that is most cleverly disguised and the one that took me the longest to find, hiding in my own kitchen. Number 5, refined vegetable oils. For decades, we were told that vegetable oils, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, were heart-healthy alternatives to butter and animal fats. That advice has been one of the most damaging nutrition recommendations of the last century. These oils are made through an industrial process that uses high heat chemical solvents like hexane and bleaching agents that strip the oil of any nutrients and leave behind a product that oxidizes rapidly and drives inflammation inside your body. And we are consuming them in extraordinary quantities. Soybean oil alone has increased in our food supply by over 1,000% in the last 100 years. These oils are in virtually every restaurant meal, every bag of chips, every box of crackers, every jar of store-bought salad dressing, every bottle of so-called healthy cooking spray. They are the default cooking oil for almost all commercially prepared food. And because they oxidize so easily, every time they are heated, which is every time food is fried, baked, or roasted commercially, they produce harmful compounds called aldehydes and lipid peroxides that directly damage your cells and accelerate aging at a molecular level. For women our age, this matters enormously. Oxidative damage is one of the primary drivers of visible aging in skin, cognitive decline, joint deterioration, and the loss of energy and vitality that we have been told is simply inevitable. It is not inevitable. It is largely the result of what we are putting in our bodies. The oils you want in your kitchen are extra virgin olive oil, pressed directly from olives with minimal processing, and avocado oil for higher heat cooking. That's it. When I made this switch and started reading labels to eliminate refined vegetable oils from everything I bought, my energy levels changed noticeably within 2 weeks. The headaches I used to get after eating out became so rare that I started to connect them directly to those oils, and I was right. The science on this is absolutely clear. These 5 ingredients, trans fats, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, ultra-processed emulsifiers, and refined vegetable oils, are not neutral. They are not harmless in small amounts. They work together inside your body to accelerate aging, destroy your gut, inflame your joints, cloud your mind, and make it harder with every passing day to feel like yourself. 2 years ago, I had joint pain every morning, brain fog by noon, and couldn't lose a pound no matter what I tried. I was doing everything I thought was right, but I was eating these 5 ingredients every single day without knowing it. When I cut them out, everything changed in 10 days. Not weeks, not months, 10 days. The stiffness eased, the fog lifted, the weight started to move, and for the first time in years, I woke up feeling like myself again. You deserve to feel that too. Start by reading your ingredient labels, not the front of the package, not the nutrition facts panel, but the actual ingredient list. And if you see any of these 5 things, put it back. Your body will thank you faster than you think. If this video opened your eyes to what has been working against you, make sure to subscribe for more science-backed strategies that can truly transform how you look and feel. I'm Barbara Lawson. Thanks for watching.